All right, if you're just tuning in, this is the Tucson Raiders versus the Seminoles. This is the 8U. The game just started. We had a little bit of technical difficulties when we first got here. If you're wondering, you have to now have 1,000 followers on Instagram to go live, which I think is whack. So we did it on Facebook instead. Thanks for pivoting and working with us. This is game one. We will be a little smoother next week, for sure. If you can hear me, just to make sure the audio is good, just give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can. I just want to make sure you guys can hear okay and you can see okay. I will be doing the play-by-play. I do not have a roster for 8U. I have the 9U, the 11U, and the 13U or 12U. But I never got a roster from the 8U, so I'm going to probably call them out by numbers. Or maybe I'll give them nicknames. Just kidding. So right now it's about 2nd and 12. Raiders have the ball. Currently 0-0. Looks like the hard count by the Tucson Raiders. And the Seminoles, I believe, jumped off sides. This should move them up. Yeah, encroachment defense. So now we're looking at about a 2nd and 7. Now I am doing the camera work and the microphone, so it might look like when we were opening presents on Christmas morning, the camera was not the best quality, but the camera's actually pretty decent, but it's just me trying to move it is kind of wild. All right, we've got a little quarterback sweep on the left side there. Great run. Looks like he got definitely the first down. As we move this camera down, excuse my canopy. If you don't live here, Arizona is the hottest place on earth. So literally everybody has a canopy. If you don't, you're insane. Currently it's 8:05 in the morning here and it's probably 90 degrees already. I don't know what the high is. Sometimes I wake up and I don't even want to look. I'm just hoping that it's going to be cold. It hasn't happened yet, but one day. Looks like timeout Raiders here. They did get the first down, so you're looking at a 1st and 10 from about the Seminoles 35 yard line, it looks like. So Raiders have about 35 yards to go to get to the end zone. They have had the ball this entire time. Now we do not have access to a clock. The scoreboard is not on. It is 0-0. We are in the first quarter. Look at that camera work. That was sweet, huh? First and 10 Raiders. Number 1, I believe, is at quarterback. He's in the shotgun formation. Ooh, they're throwing the ball. That looks like a forward pass is going to be incomplete. And now we're looking at 2nd and 10. Now, if you don't live here and you've never been to an actual Tucson Raiders game, it's quite the turnout. The stands are normally full. Especially as the day goes on and it gets to be a little bit later in the day, the stands do fill up. All the coaches are extremely committed. Every division has a full cheer squad, multiple coaches, offensive and defensive coordinators, and everyone is extremely invested. It's quite the scene. It's really cool. 2nd and 10, Raiders on the 35 yard line. Looks like a shotgun snap, but it was a short snap. The slot back just picked it up and tried to make something out of nothing. And looks like he gets tackled in the backfield. Looks about like a loss of 3 yards, I believe. So now we're looking at about a 3rd and 13. I mean, even the Seminoles on the other side, they've got the Florida State Seminole flags up. They've got a full cheer squad. I mean, when I play, I'm 38, and when I played, I mean, of course we had a lot of support, but it wasn't like this. This is so cool. 3rd and 12. Raiders on. You know what? It's my mistake. It's 1st and 10. There must have been a penalty, but I was too busy talking about the scenery here that I don't know what the penalty was. But 1st and 10 Raiders from about the 20. Little quarterback sweep around the outside. If he can get around the corner, that could be a touchdown. Down to the 5. Touchdown Raiders. Okay. No flags on the field. I'm going to adjust something on my camera real quick. Please forgive me for if it shakes around. I've got this cover on it, and it's giving quite the glare where I can barely even see what I'm filming. There we go. I think most teams at this age probably go for 2. I don't see a lot of 8-year-olds lining up to kick an extra point. But we do have, after the Raiders touchdown, it is 6-0. They will go for 2 here. Quarterback in the shotgun set with 2 running backs behind him. And looks like either a false start or an encroachment. And it's encroachment on the Seminoles. So the 2-point conversion is normally from like the 2 or 3 yard line. So it'll be half the distance to the goal. Here's another chance to get the 2-point conversion. Raiders trying to make it 8-0 here in the first quarter. Another flag. Let's see what the call is here. Encroachment on the Seminoles again. Another half the distance to the goal. You know what's funny about these penalties, when you're at the 2 yard line and the defense commits an encroachment or some dead ball foul, you go half the distance to the goal. But then if the offense does false start, they move back 5 yards. It's kind of tough. That last penalty I was thinking was probably false start, but it wasn't. And I was worried that the Raiders would be going from the 6 instead of the 1. But it wasn't. It was encroachment on the Seminoles. Looks like a run right up the middle, and they get it. 8-0 Raiders here in the first quarter. Now, I, like a lot of, I'm sure, parents or people tuning in, I'm learning a lot about what the different rules are, you know, as far as the age groups go, and so I don't know how a lot of this stuff 100% works. See, look, they have the ball again on the 2 yard line. Was it a penalty? What's happening? Well, we're going to learn together. Raiders quarterback number 1 tackled in the backfield. So maybe they didn't get the 2-point. Maybe it was a penalty and they had to try again and they didn't get it. So the good thing is, without a scoreboard, we do know it's at least 6-0 or 8-0. Tucson Raiders ahead. I'll zoom out here and try to give you guys a little bit of the scene of what we're looking at here. On this side over here is going to be the Seminoles setup. You see all their parents and fans in the back. And then on this side, I'm in the far back left corner of the bleachers. We've got all of our fans and everybody. And I'll try to get a couple shots of the cheer squad doing their thing. Very committed unit. I got to interview a lot of their coaches. If you want to follow us on YouTube, it's Tucson Raiders Media. If you just go to the search bar and hit the @ sign and do Tucson Raiders Media, we have videos, highlights of all divisions, including the cheer squad. We have interviews with all the head coaches of all the football divisions, including the cheer squad as well. So you get to learn a little bit about the team and how everybody got started and how long they've been coaching, and it's pretty cool. So again, at Tucson Raiders Media on YouTube. That's probably where we're going to be live next week. But we'll see. Raiders kicking off to the Seminoles here. It's either 6 or 8-0. I mean, they do go the full 100 yards, though. I swear, when I was 8, we played on like a 50-yard field, I think. I don't remember. It was 30 years ago. Raiders kicking off to the Seminoles. As you can see, the Seminoles lined up in almost an onside kick, setup, but I don't think he's doing onside. Actually, he is. And the Seminoles do recover on the onside try by the Tucson Raiders. It's going to be 1st and 10 Seminoles on the Raiders. It's about at the 50-yard line, actually. So let's see what the Seminoles can do. Again, no scoreboard right now, but it is either 6 or 8. I believe it's 6-0. There was a 2-point conversion try that the Raiders got, but then they tried again. So there must have been some sort of penalty. I don't know what the mix-up was there. Or maybe it's some rule, I don't know, that we do in 8U. I'm not sure, but Raiders are ahead. This is the Seminoles' first possession. And looks like timeout Raiders possibly. You got a couple of substitutions going on. I mean, the way these coaches have these kids in line is incredible. It's like a little military institution. If you're not listening, you will hear about it, which I think is great. These guys do a great job. 1st and 10 Seminoles on the 50-yard line. 6-0 Raiders. Seminoles lined up trips to the right. I guess it'd be our left, but if you're playing quarterback for the Seminoles, they're to his right. Single back formation. Looks like quarterback's going to be going under center. Defense looks to be in a 4-3 defense and man coverage. Run around the corner. This kid's got good speed. A little cutback. Number 8 for the Seminoles, whoever that is. Just busted out about a 15-yard run for a first down. And again, I guess when I think of 8-year-olds playing organized football, I would think it'd be like a swarm of bees just chasing each other. But it's not. I mean, there's actual plays going on, cutback blocks, there's redirection plays. I mean, it's impressive. It's so fun to watch. So first down, Seminoles. Ball on the 35-yard line. We got motion by number 8 to the left. Quarterback takes the snap. Looks like a little bit quarterback draw. And this is the same kid as last time. He's got great speed. Ignore my canopy ropes there, but another good run. Looking like another about 15-yard gain. Thank God there's no wind today. I always worry what would happen with my canopy. If you're just joining us, it's going to be... So, okay, that last run looked like a some sort of penalty. I don't know what happened. But the Seminoles had back-to-back 15-yard runs. But this one looks like it got called back. So it's 1st and 15 Seminoles on the 40-yard line, on the Raiders' 40-yard line. Again, I don't have any rosters for either team, so I'm just going to be calling them out by number. It looks like a pass out to number 25 for the Seminoles. He's got good speed, good moves, couple cutbacks. A nice little 14, 13-yard gain. So it's going to be 2nd and 1 from the Raiders' 25-yard line. Seminoles lined up trips to the left, quarterback under center, single back formation. Raiders still running that 4-3 defense. Quarterback takes a snap. It's a little quarterback sweep. This kid's got good agility as he makes the first down, about an 8-yard gain, tackled by number 18 on the Raiders. Hector Gonzalez Jr. says, "Let's go Raiders." Hector, can you hear me okay? Can you just say yes, or I guess don't say anything if you can't hear me. I believe it's the end of the first quarter, because everybody is going down to the other end of the field. Now, if you're wondering why I'm set up in the back corner of the bleachers, is because the only power source that we have here at Palo Verde High School is back here. I got a 100-foot extension cord that is running down to some power source. All right, Hector says he can hear me. Okay, cool. Thank you, Hector. So I believe it started the second quarter here. Again, no scoreboard. 6-0 Raiders, but Seminoles are threatening. They've got a couple kids on that team that can really run the ball. They even threw a pass and completed it. So got a good little matchup here. Hector says footage and sound is clear. Thank you, Danny. That's awesome. Good. I'm glad. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Let's see if we can get a little bit better coverage. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Seminoles from about, looks like the 19-yard line. A little sweep run. Seminole gets outside the corner. Number 8 for the Seminoles going to score easily. So I believe it's tie game now, 6-6. Seminoles will probably go for 2 here. We will take a short break around halftime. And then we'll go live again. Again, next week, as long as YouTube's not giving us a hard time. The rule was, so we started a YouTube channel for this Raiders organization, I think on Tuesday. And I wanted to test everything out and make sure everything was good. And it said you have to have 50 subscribers in order to go live. So we got 50 subscribers. We have like 78 now, I think, or 80. And then when I tried to go live today, it's like, you're almost there. It looks like the Seminoles going for 2, and they will get it. So again, I believe it's 8-6. I'll try to get clarification from somebody on the field. But I believe it's 8-6 Seminoles. The Raiders will get the ball back here. But Anyway, on YouTube, when I tried to go live about an hour before the game started, just to make sure it worked okay, because we finally got past the 50 subscribers, the little message was like, you're almost there, you have to have 50 subscribers. But we have, at the time when I checked, we had 78. So I don't know what the mix-up is. And of course, it's tough to get a hold of someone at YouTube. So we just kind of pivoted and we went Facebook Live instead. And then for the 9U team, the Raiders, they play next. Coach Pina, quite the individual, very intense, very positive, encouraging, yet intense coach. I'm excited to watch that team play as well. It'll be my first time watching them. I do have a roster for them, so hopefully I can give some play-by-play of who's getting the ball and such, so. Seminoles setting to kick off here. Raiders still in the huddle. Second quarter, 8-6 Seminoles, to the best of my knowledge. If you're not from here and you're like, wow, it looks all nice and sunny, it's not, all right? It's hot. It is sunny, but it's got to be 90 plus degrees already, and it's like 8:30. I'm from Colorado, so this is a nice hot summer day at 2 o'clock in July in Colorado. But you can't beat the winters here, you know, from November, really like late October, I guess, but weather is absolutely beautiful. So if you just muscle through the heat, you have like 5 months there of phenomenal weather when everyone else is getting snowed on. Seminoles ready to kick off. Number 91 for the Seminoles to kick off. I believe number 1 is back to return. Decent kick here. Somebody from the Raiders, I'll try to get his number, catches it. He's trying to beat him on the outside. And here he goes down the sideline to the 30, and he just steps out of bounds. What a play. He wasn't even supposed to return it. That's number 0 for the Raiders on the 8U team. Just got the ball and beat everybody outside and nearly scored a touchdown. That was sweet. Ooh, that was awesome. A little improv there from number 0. I'm sure he was picking out his guy at the beginning of the kickoff of who he was going to try to block so his return guy could get a decent return, but the ball went to him instead, and he just, instead of falling on it, just caught it and beat everybody to the outside and then barely got pushed out of bounds. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Raiders from the 32-yard line. 8-6 Seminoles. Whistles blown, timeout Seminoles. Looks like they want to regroup here. Yeah, so for sure the quarterback for the Raiders is number 1. Again, I don't have a roster. If you're just joining us, it is 8-6 Seminoles, but the Raiders are on the Seminole 32-yard line after a good return by number 0 on the 8U Raiders. Again, I do not have a roster, so I'm calling everybody by numbers. Raiders lined up with 2 receivers to the outside, quarterback under center, and 3 running backs. More like a single running back and 2 slot backs. On 2, looks like a end around for the Raiders. Ooh, and a good tackle, but a flag down. Probably a hold. Holding offense. Good tackle there by the Seminoles. A Raider, the guy that was carrying the ball, is down. He's good. He's up. That's number 18. Got the handoff on the little end around. It looked like a fake reverse because the receiver on the far right side was going as if it was going to be a reverse, but the slot back never handed it to him, which makes me think we might have some sort of reverse coming in the near future. I mean, a well-executed play by the Raiders, but just better defense by the Seminoles. It's going to be 2nd and about 15, I believe. 2nd and 13. Got some player personnel changes mid-play. Quarterback under center, handoff to the halfback as he tries to reverse his field and tackle in the backfield by the Seminoles. Looked like a handoff to, I believe it was number 18. I could have that wrong, but for the Raiders, it was a handoff that was supposed to go up the middle. A little bit of a bobble on the exchange from the quarterback to the running back. Running back tried to reverse his field and did the best he could with what he had. So now it's going to be 3rd and long. It looks like 3rd and about 20. Are we going to see possibly a trick play? A little reverse action? Maybe a pass? We don't know. Maybe they'll play it safe and punt it and try to get him inside the 10. We don't know. Again, 8-6 Seminoles. Quarterback under center. They do go on 2 a lot. Oh, it is a pass. He drops back, throws a nice ball. Ooh. Good ball thrown by number 1, just overthrew 22 slightly. 22 did slow down a little bit. And I know that is something that a lot of these young teams work on, is there's always like one decent kid that's got a good arm. But those receivers, if they slow down at all, it's almost like, oh crap, they're actually, throwing the ball my way. It's exciting, and they kind of slow down to try to catch it, and then the ball ends up going over their head. But it was a little bit of an overthrow, but regardless, good arm strength there by quarterback number 1 for the Raiders. It is 4th and 20. They will not be punting. They are going for it. 8-6 Seminoles. 4th and 20 here from about the 42-yard line. Quarterback under center. Goes on 2. Drops the ball. Improvises, runs up the middle for maybe a 2-yard gain. Good defense by the Seminoles. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Again, we don't have a scoreboard, so we don't know how much time is left. But I do believe it's 8-6 Seminoles. And the Seminoles now have the ball, but they do have about 48 yards to go. Seminoles running with twins to the right, I formation. Handoff to number 45, big kid. Gets turned around, and then he breaks a tackle, and now he makes his way all the way down to the field. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, number 45 for the Seminoles. I mean, they ran out of I formation. It was a handoff right to the right side, right up the gut. He broke one tackle, spun off of it, and once he got behind the safeties, he was off to the races. And that's going to make it 14-6. Looks like the Seminoles got a sideline warning. And what that is so that way the officials can run up and down the sidelines when plays are going on. You're not allowed to be too close if you're a player or coach on the sidelines. They did get a warning. I don't think it's any sort of penalty right now, but it could be in the future. But the touchdown stands 14-6 now, Seminoles. Raiders have a little bit of work to do. If they can stop them here, it'd still be a one-score game. Raiders cheer doing their thing, nice and loud and in sync. Awesome uniforms. Seminoles going for 2 here. Little quarterback sweep, and the Raiders look like they have him in the backfield, and I don't think he got it. No, he did not. That's a huge stop. It's still a one-score game. If the Raiders can get another touchdown and go for 2 and get it, it would be tied up before halftime. That was big. Seminoles will now kick off to the Raiders. Now we will be live streaming all of the games. Every division, so from 8U all the way up to 14U. And again, if you haven't jumped onto our YouTube, it's Tucson Raiders Media. So if you just go to the search bar and hit @Tucson Raiders Media, you'll find it there. We will be normally live streaming on that. But we had a little bit of a hiccup today, so we pivoted and now we're on Facebook. Seminoles set to kick off. If you missed the last kickoff return by the Raiders, number 1 was back to return. It was a decent kick by the Seminoles, but it went to a guy that was in front of the Raiders return man, which normally, like in the NFL, if one of those guys catches it, they either catch it and fall, and that way they don't fumble or whatever. But I believe it was number 18 for the Raiders 8U, caught the ball and broke it to the outside and nearly ran it back for a touchdown. It was a touchdown-saving tackle by somebody on the Seminoles. Again, I don't have a roster for either team. So here's the kickoff by number 91. Little punch kick. This is probably when you should fall on the ball, which they do. So it'll be 1st and 10 Raiders from about the Raiders' 45-yard line, meaning they have about 55 yards to go to score a touchdown. I don't know how much time is left in the second quarter, but it's got to be getting close to halftime. We will take a break at halftime, and then we'll come back. First and 10 Raiders. Second quarter, it is 14-6 Seminoles. Ooh, looks like Seminoles nearly jumped off sides. Raider quarterback number 1 breaking it to the outside, but he gets tackled in the backfield. Seminoles have this good defense, this aggressive defense. That's a couple tackles they've gotten to the backfield. I mean, Raiders do have a lot of good playmakers that are showing their speed and their agility. Please excuse that background noise. I got some little rascals under the bleachers. It's going to be 2nd and 5, I believe, after the loss. Timeout Raiders. Again, so the way that my camera, the screen is the reflection is unreal. So I want to make sure it's not blurry or clear. So if it ever does get blurry and I need to refocus the camera, please don't be shy, let me know. Because it's hard to see exactly what I'm filming, but I can see the chat pretty good. It's going to be 2nd and 15 Raiders after the tackle in the backfield. Raiders go on 2, handoff to the running back, maybe a yard. And then again, if you miss it, 9U is going to be playing next. I do have a full roster for that team. So I'll be able to call the players by name and all that stuff. This is going to be 3rd and long, 3rd and about 13 for the Raiders as we approach halftime here. 14-6 Seminoles. If the Raiders can figure out how to break out a run here or a pass to try to tie it up before halftime, that'd be huge. Raiders did start with the ball. Seminoles will start with the ball in the second half. Drop, snap, and the Seminoles recover it. Looked like a bad exchange from the center to quarterback. And again, at this age, that stuff can be tough sometimes. You know, I feel like both sides have a lot of kids that can run well, that can make good moves, but sometimes those small things like exchange from quarterback to running back, some of those little things can, you know, it's tough. This is their first year playing tackle football. You got all these pads on. If you've never played tackle football, it does make a difference. Wearing a helmet and shoulder pads, it makes a big difference. Especially if you're catching the ball or throwing the ball, it's tough. Once you get used to it, then you're good, but it is a bit of an adjustment. And this is game 2 of this 2025 Tucson Raiders season. If you're just tuning in, 14-6 Seminoles. We're probably a couple minutes before halftime. We don't have a scoreboard, so we don't know how much time is left. Last time Seminoles had the ball, number 45, their running back, took a handoff right up the middle, broke one tackle, and he was gone. Looked like about a 50-yard run. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication. Seminoles take a timeout. Head coach for Seminoles a little frustrated. Again, the Raiders started with the ball at the beginning of the game, meaning Seminoles will get the ball second half. Seminoles are leading right now, so if the Raiders can stop them and they can go into the half down just 1 score, that would be big. Because you go down 2 scores into the half and then you don't get the ball at the beginning of the second half, you risk going down 3 scores, and then that's a tough deficit to overcome. So if they can stop them here, that'd be big. First and 10 Seminoles from about the 40-yard line. Little throw out to number 25 for the Seminoles, and he might be gone. I mean, it was just a quick throw out to, I mean, the Seminoles wide receiver on the far right just stopped and turned, and quarterback took the snap, threw it over to him. He made one move, and he was gone. So that'll be 20-6 Seminoles. I'm not even filming right. My bad. I'm trying to text on my iPad because my son plays for 11U, but me streaming all the games, I don't think I'm going to be able to go and get him for his game. So I'm calling his grandma, texting her, whatever. Run to the outside for the Seminoles. Did he get in? He did. He was tackled right at the goal line, but the ball passed the plane. That'll make it 22-6. Seminoles. We're approaching halftime here. Sorry, I'm adjusting my camera. Please excuse me. Don't get seasick from all the movement. Again, we will take a break at halftime and go live again at the start of the third quarter. Seminoles set to kick off here as we approach halftime. I don't know how much time's left, but if the Raiders could figure out how to get one score before, I mean, now it's kind of turned into desperation time. If they could figure out how to get a score before we go into the half, that would be big. Then you're down just one score. You don't get the ball as the Raiders. When you start the second half, the Seminoles will start it, but that does at least keep the game in reach. As the Seminoles set to kick off. Kicker checks his guys. Ref blows the whistle, and here we go. Kickoff whistles. It's going to be offsides, I believe, on the kicking team. Let's see what the call is here. Yeah, offside. Seminoles, so they'll back it up 5 yards and re-kick. Again, if you're just joining us, 22-6 Seminoles as we approach halftime. I do not have rosters for either one of the teams, so I'm announcing everybody by jersey number. And if you want to see these games live every week, you can go to YouTube and subscribe to Tucson Raiders Media. Just go to the search bar, hit @Tucson Raiders Media, hit subscribe, and you'll get all the notifications. Here's the kickoff from number 91 on the Seminoles. Little pooch kick over to the sideline of the Seminoles, gonna get it. Oh my gosh. Seminoles recover, which was, I guess you could call it an onside kick, but it was more like a... Yeah, that's tough. So Seminoles get the ball back as we approach halftime here. 22-6. Raiders fans still in the game as they chant, "Let's go Raiders." Flag down. Might be too many men on the field. Dead ball, illegal substitution, 12 men on the field. As one of the 8U Raiders attempts to scamper off the field. So that'll make it 1st and 5. From about the Raiders' 45-yard line. Seminoles line up in trips right, single back formation. Quarterback on a quarterback sweep around the side. Number 8 for the Seminoles is going down the sidelines, makes a cutback run, and he's going to go all the way. That's going to make it 28-6 Seminoles. There's no real answer for these Seminole running backs and quarterbacks who show good speed, good awareness of how to run the ball and how to get away from defenders. Seminoles will go for 2 here. And the Seminoles get the 2-point conversion, but it looks like a hold on the Seminoles, so they'll try again. So we'll take another shot at it here. Seminoles will try for the 2-point conversion again as they are up 28-6. Quarterback, same play as that touchdown. He just sweeps around to the right side, makes a move. Wow. He almost threatened the cutback. He swept around the right side and almost threatened to cut back across the middle of the field, but then juked back to the outside again and burned everybody and gets the 2-point conversion. So it is 30-6 as we approach halftime. There is a Raider down. Let's try to see what number that is. You forget how uncomfortable these bleachers can be. I mean, we're not even to halftime of the first game, and I'm doing all 4 of these games, all the way till it's either 4 or 5 games. So we'll have 9U after this. So Seminoles will kick off here. It's not quite halftime yet. Let's pan over here. Okay, Hector is, because again, there's a lot of different rules for different age groups. So it says in youth football, a PAT is 2 points and a runner pass is 1. Oh, okay, cool. That makes sense because it's harder to kick a field goal at this age than it is to just run another play. So if you kick the field goal, it's worth 2 points. Boy, I got to do some math now. So now we're looking at, so I think the Seminoles have gotten all of their 2-point conversions. So I believe it's going to be 28-6. Oh, it says, sorry, a field goal for PAT is 2. Yeah. So if they kick a field goal and make it, it's actually considered 2 points. Unlike in the NFL, it's opposite. If you kick, it's 1, and if you run or pass for it, it's a 2-point conversion. Here, it's the other way around. So I believe it's 28-6, not 30-6. Seminoles leading. Here's the kickoff as he does the same thing to that side. I don't believe that went 10 yards. So the little onside kick or whatever that was, Seminoles got the ball back, but it didn't go 10 yards. So I'm not sure if it's a re-kick or if the Raiders just start with the ball there. It looks like the Raiders just start with the ball right there. So Raiders start the ball here down 28-6 as the fans for the 9U team start to show up. I mean, you got to get here early if you want to get a canopy spot. And it's not ridiculously hot right now. It's pretty nice. Quarterback for the Raiders, number 1, sweeps around to the left side, tries to cut back, but Seminoles get him. He might have got a yard. A little after play action, but no harm, no foul. And it is halftime. Again, we will take a break at halftime. It's 28-6 going into halftime right now. Again, we will go live at the start of the third quarter here with the Tucson Raiders, 8U, facing the Tucson Seminoles. We'll be back. Alrighty, and we're back. A little bit later, sorry, I didn't know, I guess I forgot that half times weren't that long. So I went to my car to get some drinks. All right, let's see. So Seminoles on a sweep on the left, number 8 again. Dodging tackles, but a good takedown by number, I believe it's 54 for the Raiders. If you did miss the kickoff, Seminoles returned it, reversed their field, and had a good return, but then we had a good tackle by the Raiders to prevent them from scoring. I do believe, if I read my text right, that I do have a roster now for for the 8U Raiders. I'm going to clip my mic back on, so please ignore if there's any noise. So it's going to be, I believe, 3rd and 10 Seminoles. Quarterback number 8 runs around the corner, gets outside of the safeties in the corners, makes a good move, and he's gone. Touchdown number 8, Seminoles. Frustration on the Raiders side, rightfully so. But they're out there grinding. And it shows how good some of the teams in this league can be. But it is a long season. Ignore my canopy pole there. I will readjust here, actually. Seminoles trying for what in the NFL and college and high school is, it looks like they're going for 2. But in this league, if they run a regular play, it's worth 1 point. Quarterback number 8 passes to the end zone, touchdown, number 25, not touchdown, but conversion good, number 25. A nice throw by number 8 there. Wide receiver number 25 for the Seminoles makes the catch, so that is good for 1 point. So it is now 35-6. Now if they kick a field goal as the extra point, it's actually worth 2. So backwards rules as NFL, college, and high school. So if you go for a regular play like a pass or run after scoring a touchdown, it's worth 1. If you kick the field goal, it's worth 2, which makes sense. It's hard at this age to kick a field goal. I mean, that's wild. If you have an 8-year-old that can boot a field goal. That would be impressive. Seminoles will kick the ball here to the Raiders. Little miscommunication here as the Seminoles line up to kick off. They're up 35-6 in the third quarter. Looks like number 91, he's been their kicker all day, lined up to kick off. Number 22 and I believe number 1 back for the Raiders, but they've been doing these short little kicks. As the ball is bobbled, the Raiders do the smart thing and fall on the ball. So it'll be 1st and 10 Raiders from about the 50. 48. Again, 9U will be next. Oh, I was supposed to look to see if I have that roster for 8U. Let's start giving these kids some recognition. Yeah, my man Hector sent me the list. All right, so number 1 for the Raiders is their quarterback. That is Jaden Say. In the backfield, we have number 3, Jordan Garrett. No, I'm just kidding. Josiah Anderson is going to be number 3. He's lined up as the running back. And dead ball foul. Let's see what it is. Encroachment on the Seminoles. I believe we are leading in penalties, though, as far as we have less penalties than the Seminoles. So I think it's their fourth or 5th encroachment on the Seminoles. I did notice during pregame and during the first half that the Raiders do go on 2 a lot, which I love. When I was in high school, we would forget the snap count, and these 8-year-olds are remembering not to jump. It's impressive. So Jaden Say under center. He drops the snap, but he does improvise here, runs right up the middle for a nice gain. I don't know if that was the original play, if that was supposed to be a quarterback sneak, but he did drop the ball from the center, picked it up, and took off. Let's see how much he gained here. I believe it's a first down. So a nice play there by Jaden, and I might be saying his name wrong. It's S-E-A-Y, Jaden C-A, or Jaden Say. I'm not gonna say it like I just said it. That's crazy. Again, Josiah Anderson in the backfield. Let's see if they give him the ball here. He looks like a decent-sized kid. Ooh. Went on 2 again, and I guess I jinxed it, talking about their discipline, because it is a false start on the offense. First and 15, we'll try it again here. Say under center with Josiah Anderson in the backfield. Snap to Say, kind of handed off to Josiah Anderson, but he's immediately met in the backfield. We have noticed a little bit of an exchange issue from center to quarterback, but again, these are some of the small things that are tough at this age for them to, you know, they've been running around and playing outside since they were, 2 years old. So as far as good running skills and stuff like that, that doesn't seem to be much of an issue. But sometimes quarterback to running back exchange or center to quarterback exchange can be a little bit difficult at this age. But you know what? That's why we're out here. A very committed team in this 8U Tucson Raiders team. Very disciplined team, as you see the low penalties, the hard snap counts. Jaden Sanders, center, gets the snap. He drops back to pass, and the receiver, let me see if I can see who that is. I believe it's number 18, Ethan Garcia. Was kind of backpedaling to try to make that catch. I don't know if it was a designated go route that he was either supposed to be running, or if Jaden thought he was running a go route, but he was either overthrow or the backpedaling that was the issue on that play. So we're going to look at 3rd and 15 here. Good arm by Jaden Say, though. I wonder how many names I'm going to butcher today. We'll see. Jaden under center, hands off to Josiah Anderson. A nice run up the middle. Oh, no, that's not Josiah Anderson. That's number 24. Jackson Anderson. Has to be his brother. Nice run by Jackson Anderson. As that might have been, let's see. It's going to be 4th and about 8. So a nice little 7-yard gain there. Here's the 4th down play. Handoff to, looks like Jackson Anderson again, and he breaks it right up the middle, and a touchdown saving tackle by number 8 for the Seminoles, but a good run by Jackson Anderson, and the Raiders are moving the ball here. As I didn't even get that play on film, huh? So I'm over here looking at the roster. Real quality broadcasting we got here. No, this is not ESPN. I know it looks like it. Just kidding. So that's going to be a 1st down on a nice 4th down conversion by the Raiders. Jackson Anderson. And let's just give a shout out to the offensive line. Both runs, massive holes that he ran through, that Jackson Anderson ran through. I'm going to try to see if I can get some of the offensive linemen's numbers so I can give them a little shout out, because you could have drove a truck through those holes. That was amazing. I might be wrong, but I think the 3rd quarter has ended, and now we're going into the 4th. But the Raiders threatening here. 35-6 Seminoles. Raiders threatening. A couple good runs by Jackson Anderson. The center to quarterback exchange was very smooth these last couple plays. Offensive line, massive hole on these last 2 runs. Jackson Anderson just ran right through there, broke a couple tackles, and nearly broke it for a touchdown. So it's 1st and 10 here from the 27-yard line. Jaden Say under center, gets the snap clean, a nice little end around, and it's a reverse, just like I said. I'm trying to see who that kid is, but a nice executed play by the Raiders. About a 9-yard gain. That was awesome. God, to get 8-year-olds to run a double reverse is wild. A nice play. Let's see who that little man was. Looks like number 22, maybe? Number 22, Davis Green, I believe. Number's kind of hard to see up here in the rafters, but I believe that was Davis Green with a nice little, I guess it was 6-yard run. So we're looking at 2nd and 4 here. Jaden Say under center. Takes the snap. A fake reverse this time. And a nice tackle by the Seminoles as he kind of got upended there. I believe that run was by number 18, I believe. Ethan Garcia. It was kind of like the same play as last time, but instead of handing the ball over to Davis Green on the double reverse, he faked the handoff. I like the play calling by the offensive coordinator or head coach, whoever calls the plays for 8U. Very crafty call. It's just the Seminoles were kind of on it. We still got a couple yards though, so we're looking at a short 3rd and 2 here as the Raiders continue to threaten to try to eat into that deficit, that 35-6 deficit. Jaden Say under center. Raiders lined up with 2 slot backs and a single back and 2 receivers. Looks like a false start. Could have been an encroachment on the Seminoles, but I believe the Raiders might have jumped first, but we'll see the call. Ooh, it looks like it might be calling an encroachment. Encroachment, love it. If you're tuning in from the Seminoles, I am a Tucson Raider member, so I try not to be biased, but I hope we win 50-0. Snap to Jaden Daniels, handoff to, I believe that is one of the Andersons. I don't think that was Jackson. That's my roster on my iPad timed out, so let me type in my code there. I believe that was I think that was Jackson Anderson, yeah. And a nice gain there. So now it's going to be 2nd and 5. Second and 5 from about the 8-yard line. Again, Tucson Raiders threatening to score here. Got Josiah Anderson and Jackson Anderson along with, I think that's Ethan Garcia in the backfield. Jaden Daniels under center. Davis Green is the receiver closest to us. Snap to Jaden Say, handoff to Jackson Anderson as he busts through the, oh my gosh, like out of a cannon. Right up the middle. Shout out to the offensive line again. You can't see the hole from here, but he didn't get touched until he got to the linebackers, and he put a slight little move and broke 2 tackles and got the ball past the plane. Very agile run by Jackson Anderson as the Raiders score their 2nd touchdown of the game, as it is now 30-12. And again, thank you, Hector Gonzalez Jr., for letting me know about how the extra point system works in this league. So if you run a regular play like a pass or a run, in the NFL and college and high school, you would get 2 points, but if you kick it, you get 1. Here it's opposite. So if you run a regular play like a run or a pass, it's for 1 point. So Raiders trying to make it 13-30 here as Jaden Say is under center. Jackson Anderson in the background. They went on 2, and it's going to be offsides on the Seminoles. And I bet that Seminoles coach is going to say, watch the ball again. That's, I think, the 6th or 7th now encroachment penalty on the Seminoles. Again, the discipline on the Tucson Raiders is outstanding as far as going on 2 and those hard counts. And every time you get one of those, you move a little bit closer to the goal, to the touchdown. Jaden Say under center. Handoff over to, I believe, that's Ethan Garcia for the conversion. So it is now 13-30. The Seminoles still ahead. Nice run there by, I think it was Ethan Garcia. I'm waiting for him to turn around so I could see his number. But that might have been number 22, Davis Green. But great job by the offensive line there too. That entire drive, Jackson Anderson, Josiah Anderson, they had big holes to run through. So shout out to the offensive line there doing their job. Trying to see some of their numbers. It looks like maybe number 34 is an O lineman. Number 34 is Isaiah, I'm gonna mess this up, or Orantes. So Raiders get the touchdown. Let's see if the game might be a little bit out of reach at this point, but I mean, I say we do a little onside kick action here and try to continue to eat into that deficit, get the offense back on the field as we got a little momentum here in the running game. It is the fourth quarter. Seminoles lead 35-13. I keep saying 30, but it's 35-13. We don't have a scoreboard, so I'm not sure how much time or what the exact score is, but I'm pretty sure that's what the score is. 9U coming up next. Raiders Seminoles. Coming to you actually live from Tucson, Arizona. As it starts to heat up here. It was hot when we got here, then we had some wind, a little bit of breeze, and it was kind of nice. And now I'm sweating again, so not bad. I do have a cooler full of drinks over here, so we'll be all right. As the Raiders line up to kick off, let's see who's kicking off. That might be... It is a little bit of an onside kick, and the Raiders fell on it. Did they get it back? They did. Let's go. Excellent camera work there. Sorry about that. Raiders get the onside kick back, I believe, unless it didn't go 10 yards. Let's see what they call. I don't know. The Seminoles are high-fiving, so I don't think they'd be high-fiving if that was Raiders' ball. Let's see. I still don't know who has the ball. Oh, it looks like the Seminoles have the ball. So it's going to be 1st and 10 Seminoles. I'm guessing that kick didn't go 10 yards. Still great execution by the Tucson Raiders to get that ball back, but didn't go 10 yards, I think. So Seminoles take the ball over at exactly the 50-yard line. 35-13, Seminoles lead here in the fourth. Couple of substitutions going on here. And again, the glare on my camera screen that I'm looking at to make sure you guys can see everything is wild. I feel like I'm staring at myself. Handoff to, it looks like a quarterback end around, like a little sweep, quarterback sweep, which was the play that's been working all game for them. Quarterback number 8, and I don't have their roster, but he's had a great game. He's got good skills. He's fast. He's quick. Great awareness. He's had a couple touchdown runs, but on that play, you can tell the Raiders are making adjustments because he got about a yard. So great job on defense there by the Tucson Raiders, and that's all you can ask for, you know, especially at this age. You know, it's tough enough to get everybody to be on the same page and call plays, but what you want to see is adjustments. You want to see these kids make adjustments to plays that maybe worked in the past a couple quarters ago, make adjustments to stop those. And that's what the Raiders did right there. Number 8 under center. Another, same play. End around. Ooh, he just put a good move there, but the Raiders again containing better than they did in the first half on that play. It would have been another maybe 1 or 2 yard gain had number 8 for the Seminoles not put a good move on the Raider defender there. There was a Raider defender there to either stop him at the line of scrimmage or to a short gain, but he put a little move on him, and it's going to be 1st and 10 Seminoles after maybe a 9-yard run. 4-minute warning. 4-minute warning. I love that. So that way I can actually hear and see how much time is left. So it looks about 4 minutes left. Again, you're watching the Tucson Raiders versus the Tucson Seminoles. 8U. Whistle blows. Looks like timeout Raiders. As I'm going to grab an ice cold energy drink. We will be streaming all day until about 6 p.m. Next is going to be 9U Raiders Seminoles. A little cool, but I should probably drink some water. No White Claws in this cooler. I don't even know why I said that. But it does kind of sound good. Saturday morning, you know, a little mimosa or a little beverage. First and 10 Seminoles. Number 8 lines up under center. And it is a end around to number 25 for the Seminoles as he puts a move on the Raider defender, puts another move. He's making it all the way to the sideline. Is he going to take this to the house? I believe he is. Touchdown Seminoles. We're looking at 41. There is a flag in the backfield. Looks like a block in the back possibly. Let's see what the call. Block in the back. Play is coming back. Handful of penalties from the Seminoles. They have had, you know, a really good game. They are a good team. But I give it to the Raiders as far as the discipline of those hard snaps and limited penalties. They have done well in that category for sure, along with making those defensive adjustments like we talked about before. So now you're looking at blocking the back penalties, 10-yard penalty, so it looks like it's going to be a 1st and 20 for the Seminoles here. Let's see if the Raiders can get the ball back. And right now it's 35-13. We can eat into that deficit a little bit and make it 35-20 if the Raiders can get the ball back here. This time it's going to be, it looks like number 45 under center as they do the same play as they hand off to the original quarterback, number 8, on an end around. And this kid's got some wild moves as he takes the play all the way to the end zone for a touchdown. No flags on the field. So that'll make the score 41-13 now. Seminoles lead. Timeout Seminoles as they figure out what they're going to do on the conversion here. Nine U coming up next. As you can see, the parents of the 9U getting all their canopies ready. Again, these stands out here will fill up today. Great turnout. Every Raider game that I've been to is really good turnout. A lot of support, very bought-in organization, very, very committed organization. All these coaches volunteering their own time. We did a lot of one-on-one coach with the head coach interviews for all divisions yesterday. You can find that on YouTube. If you go to Tucson Raiders Media, just go to the search bar and type in @Tucson Raiders Media and it'll pop up. We have all the interviews, including a couple highlight videos, and including the cheer squad, who is just as committed as these football teams. These girls are out here every day working hard. They're in sync. They're loud. They're enthusiastic. They do a fantastic job. I had the chance to chat with the head coach of every cheerleading squad yesterday too, of each age group. And again, like the football team, very bought in, very invested. And they volunteer all their time to be able to do this for these young girls. And they do a fantastic job. It's really cool getting to know those guys yesterday. Again, you can find that on YouTube if you want to watch those. Again, no scoreboard. I believe it's 41-13. And there's got to be about probably 2 minutes left in the game. We will do our best to do a couple of interviews as well if we have time in between games, but I'm not sure how much time. I'm getting approached by a man in a straw hat with a Starbucks coffee. I believe this is Hector. What's up?
What's up, Danny?
What's up, man?
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
Cool?
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right, let me know if you need anything, man.
All right, cool.
I have waters right there. If you need
Sweet.
a snack bar.
Got my White Claws in there, baby.
Perfect.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I wish. Dang, man. But yeah, it's going good. You know, we had, bro, it's so funny and we're still live, everyone, so just listen in. But we have this. I was looking for a power source, so I'm all snooping around trying to get in there. And this dad for one of the 8U, he's like, hey, you need in there? He's like, that's my unit or whatever. And I was like, oh, dude, that'd be badass, you know?
Yeah.
So he let me in there. I went and got an extension cord. That way we can not have to worry about battery and all that stuff. And I brought all my other equipment in here,
right?
Like actual microphones and the whole board and everything. If I have time to set it up between this and the 9U game, I will.
Right. Okay. Nice.
But yeah, so we'll be ready. And then Eli's, someone from his family, I thought I'd have time to go and get him, but I'm like, no chance, bro. Because the 9U is going to start right after this, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're going to come out right now. Did you need me to have somebody pick them up?
No, I don't think so. They said they got it. So, and I told them, hey, he has to be here at 11:30. Just in case they're a little late, there's no issue, you know.
There you go.
But yeah, so no, we'll be ready. How you feel? You ready for the game?
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah, heck yeah, dude.
I'm ready. We're gonna have some fun.
Yeah, dude.
For sure.
Yeah, I'm pumped. And did they tell you about when I went onto YouTube like 2 hours before this game started, I was like, let's just make sure that we're good. And it's like, oh, you have to have 50 subscribers, but we have like 82.
Right.
And I was like, what's the issue, you know? So I've gone live on Instagram 100 times, so I was like, we'll just do Instagram. So when I went live on Instagram, it's like, oh, you have to have 1,000 followers now to go live on Instagram. And I was like, bro. So now we're doing Facebook. So I sent the link to Erica and in the group chat.
Right.
Instead of just sending my name, people don't have to search, they just click the link. I don't even think they have to follow me. I think they can just go to my page and watch. So if anyone has any questions about that or whatever, tell them it's Facebook now. But hopefully after this week, we'll have all this stuff worked out and it'll be on our YouTube, and that'll be it.
You know what? That actually works out great because we're all in group chats and stuff on Facebook. So
sweet.
Facebook's pretty huge for youth football.
Okay, so maybe the Facebook's the better route, and we can do all the highlight reels and interviews and stuff on YouTube. Like, who knows, you know?
Yes, sir.
Well, good luck, man. Go kill it out there.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you, man, for what you do for us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I love it, dude. No problem.
Let me know if you need anything.
All right, bro. Good luck, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, we are back. That was Coach Hector of 11U, who does an outstanding job. His entire staff does a great job. And again, I can't say it enough, and I don't want people to think I'm just gassing people up. Like, man, these coaches are committed. I'm not joking. Like, it's much more than I've seen on any other organization that me or my kids have been a part of. It's outstanding, A+. So if you're wondering, oh, maybe my kid should play, I most definitely think he should. The pooch kick goes over the front part of the return team, the front 5 guys, but before the returners. And I believe the Raiders fell on the ball. And it'll be 1st and 10 Raiders. I apologize, I did not see if the Seminoles got the conversion. So it's either 41 or 42 to 13. Seminoles lead. We probably have about 2 minutes left in this game, and then it's going to be straight into the 9U game. Coach Pena has his guys ready to go. Jaden Say is under center. Drops back, tackled immediately. He does fumble the ball. It looked like whoever was lined up on the center, I don't know if it was the nose guard or who, but he jumped the snap pretty good and tackled Jaden Say in the background, or in the backfield. I believe that is the end of the game as the Seminoles defeat the Tucson Raiders 41-13 with the 8U Tucson Raiders football team. Again, if you get the chance to jump onto YouTube, to go to Tucson Raiders Media, just go to the search bar and type at Tucson Raiders Media. If you subscribe there, all of our information will be posted there. So we will be consistent on where we go live every week. We just did Facebook this week because it was kind of our last option. We had some issues with YouTube, so we just did it on Facebook. But after talking to Coach Hector right now, he said, you know, a lot of people have Facebook group chats in this organization. A lot of people use Facebook in this organization, so we might end up doing it here. But regardless, we will communicate on YouTube about where the games are going to be live streamed, so you can always watch. If you don't live in town and you want to watch your niece or nephew or grandchild, if he's part of this team or whatever, then you can always tune in. But thanks for watching with us today, guys. Again, the final score 42-13. Seminoles take the game. And we will see you guys next week. 9U coming up next. The 9U game will start here in, I believe, about 15 minutes. So we'll be going live again for Coach Pina's Tucson Raider 9U team as they face the Tucson Seminoles. And we will be back.